All right, it's the season. Everyone's favorite season of the year, anime
The
season. Alex O'Neill,
the fall anime series have started.
and here,
Mike,
here,
we're here. We're finally
yep.
in Genshin.
This is the anime opening of Genshin Impact, where the anime character looks wishfully in the distance.
Honestly, we could. I hope somebody cuts this and just puts that like some Naruto intro song as you're like panning the
Yeah,
camera.
slowly panning. Here's some shots for them just to cut it.
Taibo Sawatuna. It's like, all right, yeah, all right, yeah. This is
Yeah,
what I came here for.
yep. Then it just sweeps, and then you're just like, then Genshin Impact logo
Yeah,
just slams on the screen. You're like, whoa,
this is
time
what all
for
the kids are
anime.
talking about. Is Genshin Impact? I
Yeah,
think.
Genshin Impact. It's honestly it's kind of taken over the gaming kind of world, and like our gaming Twitter circles, and just I think just in general, in a
Mm-hmm.
way I honestly didn't expect it to, because I was
Yeah.
like at this point the thing I saw like articles online saying like it's already sold like 50 million copies, and it's just like, wait, for real? Dang.
Yeah, that's that mobile bump too probably helps. But yeah, for folks that
Totally.
have been following Irrational Passions for a little bit, at least through 2020, will
Hmm.
know that you specifically have had your eyes on this game for a while, and we all got to play it at PAX this year.
Yeah. If you go back and look, yeah, we did it for PAX East 2020, 65 years ago on our YouTube
Yep.
channel. Yeah, I got a chance to play it at PAX in the kind of like in like a demo form, and it was pretty intriguing then. And I was definitely looking forward to it, and now it has released, and like you said, it's a free to play action RPG slash
Mm-hmm.
open world adventure game, but with a lot of mobile gotcha style kind of inspired games like Puzzles and Dragons,
Yeah.
or like there's like Fate Grand Order or something like that. There's
Yeah. Anything with like or like Fire Emblem Heroes,
yeah,
even
Fire
like
Emblem Heroes.
just anything with character pull.
Dragalia Lost is one I played a little bit last year, and it was a lot of fun on
Yeah,
mobile.
Azure Lane is the one that Tony talks about on the podcast a lot too. So
Yeah. So yeah, it was on my radar, and I kind of was looking forward to it. And then kind of got into it. Now I've played a whole lot of it. I don't there's not a way to look up the specific amount of hours, I think, but I want to say I'm like at least 40 some hours or so in it now,
dang.
at least.
Yeah.
Um so I played a pretty decent amount. I'm here on the PC. This was a PC version. I got my controller. It's on
You
PS4.
can go off
PS4.
and explore stuff if you want.
Yeah, it's on PS4, and it's on like you said, it's on mobile phones,
Yeah,
which is
I've
kind of
been
kind of nuts to think about.
I've been playing on PS4. Sorry, my alarm started going off in the background. I
No,
don't even
that's
hear that. I hit it earlier by accident,
no,
I guess.
I didn't hear it. It's all good.
Um, yeah, I've been playing on PS4 Pro, and I've not checked it out on mobile, but I've heard some like anecdotal stories that it runs really well on at least
Yeah,
iOS.
I was gonna say I haven't played on mobile either, but it definitely feels, having now played a bunch on PC, it definitely feels very mobile friendly. Just because
Mhm.
literally when you boot up the game, it just has like all of the icons for attacks and things on like big fat button icons on the
Yeah,
screen, even on PC. But then when you change it to a controller, it kind of changes to this look with the controller prompts. Like here's one minor gripe I have with that is
yeah,
on PC. One, you have to switch it from a keyboard control to controller control every time you start the game. So that can get kind of annoying because it doesn't like save it. The
yeah,
other thing is it has the Japanese or Chinese style of B is like confirm on things, and
oh yeah,
A is
circle
exit
and X or
things.
swaps. Yeah,
Yeah, so I'm on Xbox controller, but yeah, pretty much the same thing. And it's like, yeah, that took a little bit for me to get used to. But again, I've been playing a lot, so I've
yeah.
adjusted. So it's minor in the grand scheme of things, but
I think Genshin has weird kind of controls across the board to some extent too.
yes,
In
yeah, for sure.
fairness,
It's a little bit different. from your definitely from a mobile game, and the game it's kind of been poised at a lot. I think a lot of people are saying it's kind of like Breath of the Wild, and
Yeah.
I totally get the comparisons, but I think I'm more on the side of like it's a little bit different than that, but like
Yeah.
but in a good
There's
way.
a framework there that is clearly taken from Breath of the Wild.
Yes, like
But it doesn't go much far past that. I don't
yeah,
think.
like it has like the core things of like you can see when my character sprints, my character glides, it uses stamina. I can climb. I can turn around here. I can climb on any surface.
And it uses like the exact climbing animation.
Yeah,
much.
the exact same climbing animations and all
That's
that
I
stuff.
think the biggest thing. Like
Those are like the biggest things.
traversal
Yeah,
is
pretty much
how
like
you
that.
get around Breath of the Wild. Yeah.
Like the only other thing I've seen that like is somewhat reminiscent of that is like there are sort of shrine equivalents, but they are not there are not as many as like Breath of the Wild. Like there's a lot less, and they are way more like combat focused things. But those are around.
Yeah, and like to be clear, I am enjoying my time with Genshin. I've only played like maybe 3 hours or so, but I don't think the way like when you're walking around and not to like blow up Breath of the Wild more than it already has been. It's been 3 years. I get it, but
yeah,
it has a really great way of kind of like just on the periphery of your vision, introducing things that are going to grab your interest and kind of pull you toward them. I don't think Genshin does that or really tries to do that. Its world feels more like a kind of constructed world versus an organic world, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would say I've definitely had like some cool moments of wonder in this game that that sort of evoked some of that Breath of the Wild organic stuff, like being like, oh, look at this cool mountain I can go up, or like, whoa,
the second area is cool. I haven't seen any of this.
So. Yeah, like there's that big tower over there, and that's like a place I can just go to, and like it's like a little kind of inn type place you can go, and there's like I went up that big thing over there, and there's a tower that I can upgrade. Or that like clears the map essentially, kind of like in open world games. So it's like there is moments like that, but you're totally right because like here we'll just go to the map, and like you can see there's icons all over the place of all kinds of stuff. And like I would say it's more traditional open world stuff in that sense of like I go to one of these kind of blue circles, and these specifically are towers that reveal portions of the map that you can go run around in. But then there's
this area is big.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like that's kind of what blew my mind is like here. This is kind of like this first half here is like the first area, quote unquote, of like the story kind of progression. And then once you go down south here, like this is the second area, and like it's so much bigger. It's kind of nuts. Like it's huge, and you see it has like its own town and town and environment, the harbor there, which is really cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's definitely more like I would say kind of like Chinese, very mountainous inspired, and it'll come through with the music too. The music, I really like the music in this game. It's really good. Like it kind of changes as you go through the two different environments. The same with the combat. Okay, so we'll get into some combat. So a big thing in this game that sets it apart is that it's all about elemental control. So you can see there's this plant dude. He's like icy. I do not have a fire person, but on my team I got here's electric crow lady, facial. So basically like there's kind of like setup characters that like kind of like put a detrimental effect on. Like this character can do electric stuff. Like see, I got a bow. This is her kind of base attack, and I have that little orb that shoots alongside me while it's going. But if I hit the right trigger, I got electric crow, and that basically becomes like a little like sentry kind of turret that shoots electrical stuff. But in turn, I get that more powerful shot from it, but I lose that orb that goes with me. And as you can see, I put electric on that, so I'm going to switch to my little nun here, my priest, my water priest, and she's like a water mage.
Cool.
And so basically, I kind of took that thing down super fast, but basically, you want to kind of combine these elements with each other. So that's so like kind of my main two characters for combat have been Faisal here, who will set it like put that electricity effect on people when I'm attacking them with the crow. Then I'll switch to Barbara, who will then hit them with water, and that'll pop like an electrocution kind of more damaging attack because you combine those elements together.
Now, I'm new to video games, and I've never
Yes.
seen so many cool looking characters. Gosh, you must have to do quests and stuff to unlock all these characters. Right?
Let me tell you. I actually one of them, this character here, I did unlock just through playing the game. But yes, this is where there's the mobile. This is where the mobile game stuff comes in, where it is a gacha game. So there's straight up like you are getting currency. You're getting currency called Primo Gems. But you can get these just by playing the game, or you can buy those Genesis crystals and convert those Genesis crystals into them to then get the other little circles, the 12 I have there. I forget what they're called, but that basically lets me roll for a chance to unlock all these different characters.
Yes. Their wishes.
So you can see, we will roll for some characters here because I got some currency, but we won't do that right just yet.
Yeah, we can do that later.
Yeah, but basically, yes, the main way you're getting new characters and looking for different elemental stuff is through that. You can see I got a handful here. So basically, I'll show like this is the character you start with. You basically get, when you start the game, you get a choice of like a lady or a boy character, and you can choose their name. So I named her Eris. There's just like a random name that came to mind. And basically you choose between them, and then you kind of do some story missions. And you do get some base characters. You get Lisa here, who's like an electric mage. You get Amber, who's like she's fire, bow and arrow. And you get this boy with eye patch, Kaya. I was the biggest fan of him. Like
nobody likes him combo wise. It sounds like he has ice though. He's ice, and he just uses his sword.
Because there's the ice does counter off of like electricity, but like it doesn't really counter off anything else. So like there's not like a lot of good uses for it in kind of like against some enemies in the game right now. But I've unlocked a bunch of other characters you can see just by doing some rolls. So I got Xianling. She has like a spear, and she's like a cook. And
she's like one of the like 5-star characters, right?
No, she is a 4-star character, I think.
Okay.
And she has like a little, like, she's a fire character. So she has like a little ability where like summons a little bear that like breathes fire. This cool. Here is a 5-star character. This is Jian. I've not really used her much, actually, because I've like been leveling up other characters already. But so by the time I got her, I was like, well, I don't really have a lot of stuff to level this character up yet to really have her be viable yet. But she is a 5-star like wind character, so she's probably pretty decent. I got Ning Wang, who's a Geo. She's an Earth character. So she's like a stone mage. She'll like shoot rocks out, and she makes her trigger ability is like a big stone. It's like a big wall that blocks projectiles. It's pretty cool.
That's cool.
And then Baido, who's like a very, she's like a there it is, captain of the Crux. So she's like supposed to be like a pirate lord type character, and she's electricity. I've seen people online. I again, she's another character I like got more recently, so I haven't been able to level her up a lot and use her. But I've been seeing people online say she's very good. She's like a big damage dealing character, because she's like a there's the characters already have like predetermined like weapons they can use. So like she's like one that uses big 2-handed swords. So she has like a big 2-handed sword attack, and she also like has her attack does like a big electric like swiping like AoE attack. So like you can basically has like a better combo into like her base attacks compared to like some other characters do. So that's why she's like a really good damage dealer.
Cool. This is a cool set. I haven't seen a lot of these characters, so
yeah. And I have Noelle. So I like Noelle because she's like another Earth character. She's more like a support character because she can like put like a little like Earth kind of like shield on people. And then her super ability like makes her have like this big glowing like gold sword thing. The main reason I like having her in is because the big 2-handed sword characters can break down little mineral rocks faster and stuff, like kind of like how it works in Breath of the Wild, where you run to like a little mine deposit, you can go up and smash it.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
can just break those faster compared to a lot of other characters. So that's usually why I end up having her in there. So when I see those, I can just smash them and go a little more quickly. But yeah, there's a bunch of there's all kinds of different characters. They all have element affinities, and like they can work off of each other with their elements depending on what they are. Like, you know, I would say like electricity and water, or electricity and fire, are definitely some of like the more damaging dealing combos. At least I've encountered so far with characters, um, just because of the reactions they can have. Uh, wind, which is our main character, my main character here, she has that can combo off a lot of stuff too. Like, if you like let's say you light a field on fire and you set off this move, you can just do that into a field of fire, and it'll just it'll make it like twice as large, and you can like
Nice.
suck enemies into it. Like, it has like a suck in a vacuum effect, so that does a pretty decent amount of damage as well. And that
I
works with
think
like a whole bunch of stuff, like ice and fire and electricity and all kinds of
yeah,
stuff.
there's some good Sun He Legend gifts of this game, which I didn't expect.
Oh yeah, I have to go look at those.
Of like cool combos, switching
Yeah.
characters mid combo and stuff. That was like, all right, this is cool. There's some cool stuff you can do in this game.
Yeah.
I guess the most important question.
Oh, here we go.
What do you do?
So there's like all kinds of stuff. Honestly, like there's some traditional. Yeah, there's this random chest which a bunch of enemies dropped. That little thing I picked up right before that is kind of like a little collectible, which you can take to some towers to get some upgrades and stuff. Which I'll get to that in a second. Oh gosh.
Yeah, there are like
Frozen.
these shrine statues that you can give items to upgrade. Although I haven't kind of seen where that pays off on the back end. I guess you get items for upgrading. Those
Yeah,
things.
you get items for them, and it also increases your stamina.
Oh, that's right.
So
yeah,
each level gives you more and more stamina, and there's different collectibles in each zone. So like in the first area, it is like these like little green kind of wind versions of those, and those only work on those towers in those areas. And now in this area, there are geo ones, which are like the stone ones.
cool.
So there's a whole another set of them to collect in this area on themselves.
Yeah,
And-
from what I've gathered from the story, like it seems like you're kind of moving from one elemental area to the next.
Yes. Yeah. So there is like
Element's a big part of this game.
yes. So there is pretty much a story to the game. It's kind of like, I would say like it is kind of like vague in general with like a lot of the stuff that's happened, but it seems more like an introductory to the world, because like the first part of it is like a full on, they call it a prologue, even though it's like 20 some hours of a video game potentially.
Yeah.
And so like technically in the second area, I am in chapter 1 of the actual game, which is kind of silly to think
Yeah.
about. But basically, yeah, you as this character, or the boy character you can pick at the start, you basically kind of get separated by this kind of evil figure, and you're basically trying to figure out what has happened to your brother, and you kind of get wrapped up in the like kind of the events in the first area, which like have to do with the quote unquote gods of this world. So of course, anime action RPG, we gotta fight
Yeah,
some
they're dragons and stuff.
we gotta fight
you
some
know.
we gotta fight some gods. We gotta take down gods. As it be.
Yeah, that's how it always is in anime, but
Yeah. So like yeah, and like you do meet these actual characters. Like, I've only met Barbara in the actual story. I've been story quests I've done.
you meet Jean pretty early on.
Yeah,
like,
Jean is there. Venti is another character who's pretty important in the first initial area, and he's considered a god, and he's like a wind god. And like you said, he talks to this big dragon. And actually, I don't think I can actually go, slight spoilers, but you fight the dragon. Surprise.
Yeah.
But like that, in its way of like it being this kind of mobile and kind of ongoing game, there are like, here's the Storm Terror's lair, which is basically like that dragon has been corrupted by an evil force, and you go here in the story and you fight it, and to save it and like decorrupt it essentially. And that's kind of a whole thing that goes down. And then since it's an ongoing game, it kind of becomes like a repeatable boss that you can get rewards and things for, like on like
Oh,
daily or weekly quest kind of thing.
that's kind of cool.
Yeah, so you can just go there and fight it. And that's kind of what there's a lot of stuff like that once you kind of get deeper in, like these little, we can actually probably just go to one. I'll teleport over to here. Like these little kind of clouds of mystery are kind of like daily, weekly challenges that you kind of get rewards from, and getting those gets your kind of one of your main things up here, which is your adventuring. You can see I'm adventuring 25, and I've actually gone over that. So I actually have to go do a specific quest to upgrade my Ascension rank, which would let me then go to 26, and then that updates the world level. So you can see there's a world level here, and as the world level increases, the rewards you get from all the random chests and combat and stuff get better, but also the enemies level up and get more
Yeah, I
challenging as well.
imagine everything becomes more hazardous. That's interesting.
Yeah,
I'm always like, and no offense to free to play games, not to generalize here, but like
right.
I've never played a free to play game that didn't feel just so unnecessarily complicated. And I
Yes.
don't think Genshin is an exception to that, unfortunately. I
Yeah.
think what I like about this game is that it is a free to play game that doesn't feel like a free to play game, and
Yes.
the kind of satisfaction you gain therein of just the loop of walking around, exploring, fighting monsters, opening chests, and leveling up. Like that's always going to be good. It's just like as soon as you open the menu to like the pulls or the microtransactions, it's like this is so complicated.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff going on. I will say, like they do a good job of like they take a while to like get some of these
They
systems.
trickle it out at a good pace, which I
Yeah.
appreciated.
Yeah, totally. And I think some of that also helped me because, like, I would say in a similar sense that it kind of is evoking Breath of the Wild. It kind of just like lets you do stuff at your own pace.
Yeah,
Like it's not like a thing where it throws everything in your face at once. It'll kind of start telling you about stuff of like, hey, you should probably pay attention to this, and be aware that like these are things you should be starting to do more and more, because those are the things that are actually like leveling you up and helping you get better rewards and all that kind of stuff. All right, so let's fight these dudes. Oh boy,
electric dudes,
yeah, electric dudes and that big fire dude.
which are weak to ice, right? But
Yeah,
that's
they're weak.
it?
They're weak to ice and fire. Actually,
Okay.
so you can see I already this one's already way low on health.
I will say
so
to just promote another little thing, another little bit of Genshin talk. Tony and Scott on Irrational Passions podcast also
Mhm.
very into this. I think if you want to listen to episode 43, which at the time we're recording this is the most recent episode of IVP, we had a nice, good like 45-minute conversation about Genshin, about kind of how it goes about what it wants to do, and how it succeeds maybe and how it fails.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, like I like a lot of what this game does, but like you said, that you do have to deal with kind of the mobile online kind of game, and I would say, like, in some senses, like, I'm surprised, even as it is, like, I'm surprised how well it all works together. Like,
Yeah.
I like when I feel like when you just baseline describe, like, yeah, it's an open world game, but you're playing a gacha mobile game, and there's all these systems that are from gacha games, but also from like RPGs and those progression systems, and it all feels good. Like it's still like a fun game and not like too, it's not too what would you say, cumbersome, or too like trying to get you to
Skeevy.
spend a lot of money, and
Yeah,
it's
it
way,
doesn't
like,
feel super manipulative.
yes, and it's
It's
just kind of like, yeah.
it's as manipulative as something like like an Azure Lane or Fire Emblem Heroes, of like, well, I just want to get the character I think looks cool, or I want to get my favorite character from my favorite Fire Emblem game. I think like the most skeevy this game gets is by like making you want those 5-star characters. but
Yeah.
like that's also just kind of inherent to what it is and its design. What I do like is that they they introduce those characters. They usually will give you a trial way to play them before you have to like
Yeah.
spend a bunch of attempts to try and get them.
Totally.
Um, and that's it there are a lot of things about this that could be worse, and I think that they struck a good balance with it. I always hoped a game like this, even if it was free to play, could work. Just because I'd want it to be a fun, enjoyable video game. I think like Let It Die is another game like this that I think worked in a similar
Mm-hmm.
way. Of like, oh wow, we made a Dark Souls like game where you're kind of going through this rogue like floor over floor over floor, but it's also a free to play kind of microtransaction game. And it worked surprisingly well because at the end of the day, it was fun to play and kind of satisfying to play. And I think Genshin gets those same boons.
Yeah. Of just kind of hitting those notes of like what's fun about an open world game, and like having a lot of fun, just like a lot of good elements to just explore easily, and like having like interesting enough like environments to like, oh, I want to go over there and check that out. Like, look at that cool city over there with all the windmills and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I can go there and like talk to people and take on side quests and go on take on main quests and do all kinds of stuff like that.
Do you want to run over to a town just to walk around?
Yeah, so I'm actually, we can actually maybe do the quest I'm on, because I think that does take me, let me look where it takes me, because it might have to do with this city I'm in. Actually no, it takes a different it's taking me to a way different place. So never mind. Let's go to this city. This is kind of you go here pretty early on. This is kind of like the base,
It's like that opening town, your starter town.
Yeah, your starting town. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of NPCs here. Like there's like, here's your cook. You can buy kind of food from them at any time, or ingredients, because you can cook yourself. Like I've bought a bunch of stuff. Then you can go over here and cook. You can see I got a bunch of recipes.
Do you get more recipes as you go through the world?
Yeah, you can get some like from side quests. Like when I got to that second town down there, the harbor down in the south, there's another cook in that. Like basically all the same NPCs are the NPC types that are here in this town are also in that town. So if you go talk to them, they'll give you like kind of like the next step of like, here's a bunch of new, like I can make some spaghetti or some pancakes and all their stuff. And and they all have the ingredients you can buy to make those and stuff like that.
Nice.
And and they'll have all different effects. Like here, here's a soup I can make, and that's for healing. The steaks and the eggs are for like helping revive characters.
Yeah, and you need those to revive characters, right? If somebody goes down, you need like some kind of item to get
yes,
them back.
you can go to those towers that reveal the map.
Mm-hmm.
And those you can use those to heal your characters, but I don't know if you can use them to revive them. I've never actually tried. There's also like you can
ingredients.
Yeah, you can get some ingredients from there as well, and like basically they cook over time. So you put one in and leaves for an hour.
Oh, interesting.
And so we'll cook something real quick. There's like again, it's a system, somewhat multi-layered system in some respects for cooking, because as you can see, I can then pick a character to cook, and some characters have different effects. Like some of them will give you like there's like an early one you have on is like a skewer that you can make, and if you pick a certain character, they'll give you like a specialized version of that skewer that'll have like slightly better bonuses for like healing or the effect it causes. So you can see here, when I cook with Xiling, if you cook an attack dish, boosting dish with her, it increases the effects of that thing. So we'll just cook it real quick. Perfect dish, nice and sparkly, all the stuff like that. Cool. So so there's a whole bunch of stuff like that.
It's just like a little JRPG touch on top. Which I appreciate.
Totally. This character does like, you have like alchemy, and like which will give you like potions and things, and like those potions are kind of like mini buffs. This
Cool.
this lady sells kind of your enhancement items for like kind of like leveling your characters up and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, there's this lady does like kind of the guild, your adventure guild, which is kind of tied to all your adventure rank stuff.
Yeah. I just met her. So
Yeah, so like she'll give you like daily quests to do, which we can go check those out too. And here's a blacksmith, so you can you can craft, you can straight up craft weapons. So yeah, he even has like, so here's some 4-star weapons you can craft if you get, so the specific stuff you need, and
Mhm.
that has like a similar system to the cooking, where if you pick a character with it, it'll have different effects potentially for
Oh, cool.
whatever you're crafting. Um,
On the radial menu that you can bring up, what's the
mhm.
the top left one? Because that's the
This
one I
one,
haven't unlocked yet. Yeah.
yeah. So another, there's some weird things because the adventure rank takes some time to get stuff right. Because you, at adventure rank 16, you get
Oh,
adventure rank 16 is when you unlock.
I've been here
Yeah,
before.
yeah. Yeah, you immediately know what this is. At adventure rank 16, you unlock co-op, which is kind of weird because it takes a while to unlock that in multiplayer. At adventure rank 20, you unlock a battle pass for the game.
Yeah.
And it works just like a video game battle pass of you
You got
start
the free one and you got the paid
you get the
one.
free one and the paid one, and
Cool.
I think it's like $10 to get the paid one.
I legit didn't know this game had this at all.
Yes, exactly, and that's kind of weird because like again, it doesn't unlock till adventure rank 20,
But again,
which is
maybe
like
for the best.
which is like 20 to 30 hours into the game is when you get this. It's kind of weird, and you
But
can see,
knowing like how I'm still getting used to like all the different currencies that it just kind of introduced to me,
yeah,
it's like, okay, I don't
totally.
have to worry about this for a few levels. That's
Yeah,
kind of nice.
yeah, totally. And it does like track some stuff. Because like I got it, and then like it immediately bumped me up to, when I got it, immediately bumped me to level 13,
Nice.
and then I've now gotten a couple levels, and yeah, and it has like a bunch of stuff. Like here you can see, those are the little currency for
Addition.
rolling. These other chests are specifically for upgrading your characters, like a specific abilities and stuff. And then this is like a 4-star weapon, and it has a bunch of stuff on it. And I think it's like rank 50 is the last one. You can see the last one, it gives you a whole bunch of gems to roll for characters and stuff. So
Yeah.
a battle pass. It gives you a bunch of stuff in the game.
Damn, I'm
Uh,
glad I asked because I was not expecting
yes, yep,
that.
totally, yeah. There are a whole lot of stuff like that. It's weird. It's weird that it just doesn't. I mean, I guess it's, yeah, like you said, it's good in one way because it doesn't like say like, here's a battle pass and a way, and a this way to buy currency. Oh yeah, there's multiplayer too and all this and this. Like
Yeah,
it doesn't
it's
throw
not very
you.
pushy. I'll
Yeah,
say also, which I like.
yeah, like it doesn't really throw that stuff at you, but it's like, it was a little weird to be like, I just remember playing and not really knowing there was multiplayer in this game. I hit adventure rank 16, and literally just like a big prompt is open, says you unlocked co-op, and I was just like, what?
Have you tried the co-op at all yet?
I haven't tried it yet because when I once I did that, I like went looking around on the internet to see what people were saying about it, and apparently it's not the best, because
Yeah.
it is a thing where it's like you're running around in each other's worlds. Like you could just be running here with me in this world if you wanted. But I think I was reading something of like along the lines of like, it is only instanced for kind of up at your, like, the host. So I don't think the person that's like joining in like gets rewards or something like that.
Yeah, I think they get like they can get items, but they don't get like they can't progress on stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's another thing Tony said. It was just very chill.
yeah,
Chill co-op experience, which that's kind of the game too. It's just you just run around the world looking for stuff.
yeah. And that's kind of what I've enjoyed the most, is just wandering the world. And I've been doing the main quests here and there, and there is some cool stuff in the main quests that we'll get, that is pretty cool, like story wise. Like you said, like you meet a lot of the characters that you roll for, and like a lot of them are pretty cool. Like they have some cool stories for them, and you talk to them and hang out with them.
Yeah.
So we're gonna jump to here because these little purple icons are the daily quests that she gives you.
Oh, cool.
So these will be here. So basically, once you initially when you get them, you just pretty much have this first area, and then I think once you beat like a certain quest, or I think it's like they give you a quest to talk to the guild person in that second harbor city. And once you do that, then you can also start getting them in there. It just changes daily. So like one day they might have it gives you 4 quests. So like one day it might be in that northern area, and like another day it might be in the southern area. It just depends what day it is. So here we go. We got to destroy these towers.
Oh,
And fight some dudes. That's this quest here. So yeah, let's just start shooting fools. And these dudes are a little bit lower level than me, so I'm gonna do some pretty good damage on them at least.
heck yeah!
So let me throw my crow. Let me throw my crow out.
Throw your crow.
Throw my
She
crow.
is the crow.
I'm gonna do my magical water with all the music notes. So another thing that Barbara's like a sleeper. Let's say sleeper best character because she is also a healer, and I can just do my right trigger, and it has a risk reward of like it makes her wet because you can see I have a wet effect on me now. So if there are a bunch
more vulnerable to electric attacks.
yeah, but as you can see, as I'm hitting enemies, you can see my other characters in my party are getting healed from the hits.
Nice, that's really cool.
So like she's pretty good character for that, and like and is that thing where like you can, at least for a limited time right now, I think they've said if you hit adventure rank 20 until like the next major update hits, you just get Barbara. Like they will just, it literally just pops up a prompt saying, hey, yeah, you have Barbara now in your party and you can have her. But
what if you go ahead?
Oh yeah, and that's like limited. I don't know how long that lasts. And but she's also character. She's also character. Yeah, she's also a character you can just roll in the pool of characters.
It seems like the adventure rank is kind of how they're going to gate progress.
Yes.
Have you ever found yourself like frustrated at being kind of locked out of progression because it's like, all right, you have to get to adventure rank 12 now before you can do the next story quest?
Yeah, not too bad. Just because like when it has done that, it's not been like a massive gap. Where it's been like all right, you do have to, but it's only like 1 or 2 levels you have to get by the time I hit those points. So like it didn't feel too bad just because like, you know, the thing I like about this game is just like kind of wandering, exploring the world, so to speak. So like that didn't really bother me to be like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll just go wander around, whatever.
Yeah, that's fair. I just like the only game that I can think of, and this is a poor example. You got this.
Yeah. Probably don't have a fire character to get rid of his dang shield.
The only game that I can think of that had a similar thing is Tales of Xillia 2, which had like you had this kind of colossal debt that you're paying off throughout the game.
Oh.
And at certain points it's like, okay, I want to go to the next city and just kind of progress. And it's like, no, you have to pay this much off your debt, and it has to be down to this number for you to progress the story anymore. It's like, okay, now you have to go do side quests and stuff and all these things that will raise money. And like I think there are definitely a lot of older games that did really arbitrary gateways like that more often. It's just it was the only thing that when playing, and I'm sure it's not too bad if you're like really into exploring and finding all this stuff. It was the only thing in playing where I was like, okay, this is a little weird.
Yeah, no, totally.
I imagine there will be roadblocks for some people out there. So.
Yeah, and I kind of said it earlier. The thing I've hit now that I'm adventure rank 25, and they do explain this to you. I think once you hit 20, once I hit adventure rank 25, there's now a quest I can go on. Go to quests. And it just says adventure rank Ascension. And if I go do this, that'll pump me up to adventure rank 26.
It changes everything.
Yeah, which then changes my world level to level 2. And it looks like I get some rewards. I might be like actual like rolls and gems and stuff. So that's pretty cool. So it seems like it might be a pretty useful one. And then yeah, like you said, like I have this quest here. I gotta be 26 for. So once I hit 26, I can do
once
that.
You're ready to ascend.
Once I am ready. But we probably won't. I don't know if we'll do that in this. Just to let people
we've covered a lot of ground, honestly.
See this stuff themselves. Yeah.
Are we done this quest?
Yeah.
Or there's still towers.
Yeah, that was it. It's just those 2 towers and then like a bunch of reinforcements. So they're pretty basic requests for these purple little missions, because basically you just complete those 4 for the day, and then you go back to the the guild lady, and she gives you a bunch of rewards for doing that particular day. And then there's a specific experience to those missions that also give you stuff. It's called like companionship XP or something like that. Something like that.
Cool.
You can see there's already one right here. So this looks like it's just fight a bunch of dudes. So let's actually, before we do that, let's try some different people, shall we? Because these enemies are a little these enemies are a little lower, so I can probably deal with them.
Use your other characters,
Yeah. So I'll use Xiangling. She's like a fire spear lady. Let's do.
And I like that it'll tell you your kind of like elemental setup once you've formed your party. It'll say like, here's what your strengths and weaknesses are.
Yeah.
Which is cool. The game has good handholds for the kind of more, I don't want to say complicated parts because it's kind of all complicated. But,
yeah, totally. Yeah, and we'll do Bido as well.
But it gives the player a lot.
You know, I totally agree. Yeah, it definitely does like not feel like you said, it does not feel like skeevy in that like I am getting wrecked all the time in this game, and like I have to be like doing this thing, or I have that feel of like, oh man, I'm just constantly getting crap beat out of me, so like maybe I have to spend money to get actually quote unquote good characters. Like it's just been like, hey, these characters I have been fun. And like you said, like I've seen characters that look cool and have some cool, fun combat stuff. So I want to mess around with them and see if I get them. So let's get in here. I got a fire lady, and I like her Y ability a lot. It's super cool. So let's just do it. I got a spinning fire. I got a spinning fire wheel and a spear, and I let these dudes on fire.
This is my speed.
Yeah. She's definitely got quick attacks. She can hold down the attack button. She does like a little charge like that. It's pretty fun. So let's do Bido here. She's got a big sword.
Ooh, heavy sword, yeah.
So let's I want to try and combo with her. This guy's got some health. Let's get him wet. Sorted up.
It's like Aquaman and Injustice all over again.
Yeah.
He's got this button that just makes him wet.
Gotta get wet sometimes, you know what I mean?
You just gotta get wet sometimes.
Yeah.
Douse yourself in buckets of water.
Yeah, she's got that cool kind of like big electric swing.
He regens his shield, which I didn't expect.
Yeah, they do regen their shield. So I'm gonna there's my fire bear. Like that stupid shield on fire. Get an overload from the fire. Let's use her special, which gives her like a big like electric.
Whoa, cool power up.
Yeah, so basically, like as I'm hitting him, it's hitting him with electricity because I got the thing spinning around me, which is pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I see his kind of tag at the top.
I'm gonna use my wind to do a bunch of electricity. Yeah, so that's pretty good. Bunch more enemies.
A lot of the technicals in Persona 5, because like a lot of that is very similar. Of like, oh, I froze this enemy and now I hit him with like fire and it did like double damage or something.
Right.
It's cool. It's just like that stuck out to me of like, this is a really simple system that's really elegant, and I think this game does a similar thing.
Yeah, and it feels like a cool way to experiment of like I'm sure there will be people in a game like this that will min-max and figure out the best of the best and other stuff and whatnot. But
I'm on a podcast with two of them. Yeah.
So, but at the same time, I think it's just fun to like kind of like in the way that Breath of the Wild does it, of like, all right, I just kind of want to work with, hey, I got this character and they still seem pretty cool. Maybe they're not the best character. Let's try and make them work together in a team. Mm-hmm. Having the knowledge of like, okay, electric conducts this or does this and that. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's cool and fun.
Yeah,
and it definitely has some cool emergent stuff going on in the gameplay.
Seeing how things interact was like most of the fun in Breath of the Wild, I think. So this is a very different kind of thing, more mechanical, but it's still fun. Yeah,
totally. So that was another one of those missions down. Just pretty cool. Let's
Or most of the kind of side quest stuff just combat stuff, or
there's some other things like I did those daily quests the purple ones are, but I would say
Mhm.
some of the actual like you will go up and talk to NPCs with a little blue question mark over their head side quests can be different. Like I did one earlier today that was like you like went into this kind of like ruined town and you were talking to like a ghost man, and like he had like and he basically told you to go around this town and find into these little mine shafts and find wills of the people of the town and like find out
Mm.
like what happened to them and stuff. It was pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, because you were like, yeah, seeing their ghosts. There was some combat, but it was more focused on like just finding those little underground mines, and there was a whole bunch of rocks and ores and stuff to get for that.
It looks
Um,
like there's like a barrier around this like dragon spine area. Is that
yeah, so that's kind of this is me like guessing. What they've talked about for kind of the post launch of this game. Right now, there's 2 of 7 areas, is what they've said.
Mhm.
So these kind of red borders, and when it kind of goes off the map, I think are eventually going to be filled in with updates in new areas. Like they already said they just like they literally just did like announced like the day before this, I think, for recording that they're essentially the next area is coming towards the end of December, and it is literally called Dragon Spine Mountain, which is this place, and
Got it.
they're saying it's like it seems like it's going to be a big snowy mountain area, so it
Cool.
seems like that'll be kind of interesting because if you do go, you can kind of go over to that edge, and if you go over to there and like look, you can kind of see the whole
Yeah.
mountain in the distance, but it's like all kind of like low polygonal, kind of doesn't look the greatest. So it seems
Yeah.
like like that's interesting to
Probably
like
stand in.
yeah, exactly. It's like it's stand in, and they will probably update the game, and all of a sudden it'll just be this whole area to go around, and it's like, oh wow, that's kind of interesting the way to do it, I guess.
Yeah, it's a cool approach. I think it works for something that's free to play too. And we were talking about on the show how, with how significant these areas are size wise, like
Yes,
what, 5 more of them
it seems
would
pretty
be
wild.
cool. Yeah, and
Seems
it
like a
would
lot
it
of
would
game.
it would total to a very large game. And then we were speculating about how afterwards maybe we'll go to other worlds because it's kind of what the prologue of the game is preordained on.
Yeah,
So it's very possible that this once this all 7 pieces of this are together, it's just one of multiple whole worlds you can go to, planets, which is cool. I don't know what, like, if they would just do the 7 elements on other planets again, or if they would try and do something else at that point. But either way, the potential of Genshin Impact is cool.
yeah, no, yeah. It seems like even yeah, like I said, even that's what's here is still like a 50 to probably 60 hour game, as I'm gonna guess, and that's just like granted, I've been doing a lot more exploring than you probably could if you wanted to mainline stuff. But even then, I would still think there's like a lot of game you can just play for free already, and like you can I made it through that main kind of quest with like the 4 starter characters,
Yeah.
and like had no issues getting through all of that with them. But then once I got to that second area, I just wanted to try out different characters, and definitely found it to be like, oh yeah, these characters just have like better utilities and like skills that kind of like play into each other compared to some of those beginner characters.
Yeah.
But still, like it was not like I did not feel like somehow like way more overpowered all of a sudden by any means.
That's
Um,
good.
but that can change because like I don't really have a lot of 5-star characters, so that could potentially also be a thing. Uh, so let's see what else can we.
Yeah, anything else you want to show off?
Yeah, I'm having something. Okay, there's my cursor. That was weird. So there are like world bosses. I want to kind of try and maybe take on one just to show that off. We can't go fight the dragon. We can go fight these crazy orbs though. These cubes.
Cube.
So let's go take on one and see how I do.
I don't know if I have the ability to teleport yet.
Yeah, you just have to unlock these little waypoints. So there's like these towers, these little mini towers here.
Yeah. I found maybe one of those.
So yeah, there's those little mini towers you can teleport to. The actual towers you uncover to, you can teleport to. and then there's like these are like the little like underground dungeons. You can teleport to them as well.
Got it.
So let's go run over here.
Let's find this mini boss.
Yeah, there's a few different kinds of these. I picked this one in particular because I've fought in, not this specific one, but I fought the other one of these variants, and was okay fighting it. Where there's a couple other ones I've fought and got.
Do you want to switch to your A team?
Still beaten. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Just in case. So let's switch over here.
I'm sorry to all the people out there that wanted us to spend this whole time talking about Paimon.
Yeah,
You'll have to listen to our Genshin Impact podcast.
That's
Prep
true.
for the Pact. So
who am I missing here? Sure, right? Yep, there we go.
or you listen to that episode of Irrational Passions podcast. Tony and I defended Paimon. So
Yeah, you can go there for the Paimon love. I mean, yeah, we won't get into the. I have a story mission. We won't really have to get into that. So here we go.
yeah, I worry about where we go.
Yeah, same. So we got this cube monster. So basically, so basically, as you can see, it kind of like forms into different things and does a bunch of attacks. Once it breaks down into just the crystal, in that core there, I can attack it. So I'm gonna try and get it down to there.
Yeah, this guy's cool. Yeah, I appreciate how very like JRPG these fights feel.
And you know what? This would have actually been the one good time to have brought in my Amber, the fire archer lady.
Yeah,
since it's Electro, but that's okay. We can make this work still. Oh, ouch! That hurts. Okay.
Scissors and a fist.
Yeah, let me just start healing up here. But also, water also is doing pretty good here because it's in that electric attack. So that's pretty good.
And then her heals the non-active party members too, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It pretty much heals everyone as it is. And her Y ability, the super is also like just like a big full heal, or like does like a pretty big heal as well. So she's pretty much like really good healer. Oh, get that out of there.
I'm very curious, like, I don't know if there's like a character that uses like a shield as a weapon, but I'd be very into that. And I think that'd be cool, like new weapons with new characters as they add in and expand.
New weapon types and stuff. Yeah, I totally agree. There's still some characters I would like to get that I haven't gotten yet. One in particular is called Razor, and he has like a big sword. And he's like a wolf boy, and his super, he literally just gets like a big wolf JoJo stand that kind of floats above him, and like as you attack with him, it does like a bunch of like crazy electrical like damage and attacks and swipes and stuff.
That's
and
awesome.
He's really cool. Because I remember using him when we played at PAX. He was like one of the characters they had in the demo, and I was like, And there's like a story quest that you do as you play as him. That's like a little trial, like you said, and he's very fun.
Yeah, those trial quests are really clever. It's a really good way to.
Yeah.
I mean, it's devious as well.
Yeah, because it's like, hey, check out this character, pretty cool, right?
Aren't they cool?
Yeah, like, hey, check out this dreamy red-haired Diluc boy. Check out this dreamy 5-star character you can get.
But it's smart. That's like probably the best way to do it, because at the very least, everyone that plays gets a chance to play them.
Yeah, so they can see which ones they like, want to go for.
Yeah, I want to pull for.
Get out of the way of that.
And I was for folks out there that you can like pull once or pull 10 times at once. I was talking to Tony and Scott on this very same podcast, 483. If you're pulling one at a time, you're more likely to get 4-star characters. But if you're pulling 10 at a time, it doesn't matter. Well, like if you're looking for 5-star characters, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, because there's some guarantees, and they'll like give you like the chances on rolls and stuff.
Like pity rolls at some point.
Yeah, like there's like an insanely high one for like because there are like banners specifically, like in terms of like if people are familiar with gotchas, or there are characters that are essentially are like tied to a specific, like, hey, in this banner you have an increased chance to get a character, this specific character. Like this character I'm playing as right now, Noelle, is one of those characters. Like, and there's like a little banner. If you roll in that one, you have a higher chance of getting her, but you can get like a bunch of the other characters in it. Just you never know.
Yeah.
And there's one that's for Venti, who's like a 5-star like wind character, and I think it's like for every 10, you get a pretty chance, like you said, to get a 4-star character. But it's like, I think it's like if you do 90 rolls and don't get him, then like that's when it guarantees it or something crazy like that.
90, if without a 5-star, you'll get it.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's
if you're just looking for 5-star characters, roll 10 at a time. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. So
it's interesting, just like all that stuff.
Yeah,
how people science the slot machines.
Yeah, because there's still like a lot of these games, and they all kind of have similarities with that kind of stuff. And I will say, oh, here we go. I think I gotta collect. I know. I can't destroy them. Oh, maybe I gotta
melee them.
Yeah. Nope. Nope, that didn't do it. Oh, he got a bunch of his health back.
Whoa, Cube's got some tricks.
That's not good. I don't know how to
deal
with that.
There's an entry that you can look at.
Yeah, let me look at that. Well, shell that is elementally inert. When its HP is low, it splits into 3 crystalline prisms that can absorb elemental energy and make sure to destroy them all. Okay, that didn't tell me how to destroy them all. I got a gem. I got a gem.
Elemental stuff.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe I gotta bust out these swords once I get to that point.
Yeah, because maybe it just didn't work because it was too late.
Yeah. Ouch. Yeah, that's those follow-up hits.
Yeah, the rock paper scissors I think is the combo.
Yep.
It's a clever idea, but it's a nasty combo.
Yeah, because it's hard to get away from that. Like, this isn't too bad. Oh, as I say, as I get hit by it, but
yeah, but you get the dot. You can like dodge through them.
Yeah, I got the heal, so.
It's a cool fight though. Are the other bosses like this, or is this?
So there's one other variant of this cube boss, which is like a wind version of it, and then there's a whole bunch of different bosses. Like there's like a big wolf that you can go fight. He's pretty tough. I haven't been able to actually beat him yet. There's that. There's like this big plant, this ice plant monster, is one of them as well. And he's pretty challenging because he has like a lot of crazy AoE ice stuff and can freeze you and can suck. And those are just the ones I've encountered in this initial area. Like I have not really done a lot in that. I've opened up a lot of the second area, like getting all of like the map and the waypoints and stuff, but I've not like done a lot of the story progression stuff. So there might be more different bosses in that zone that I've not really seen or fought yet.
Is the dragon fight cool or is it lame? I was gonna ask that earlier, but
it's fine is what I would call it. It's not. It's a little, it is kind of a thing of like it puts you in an arena and you're fighting in an arena rather than like fighting it out here in the world.
The thing about dragons is they're so cool and they're so scary, but in video games it's so hard to make it like enjoyable to fight them. I think.
No, yep, totally. All right, so
I think Skyrim did an okay job, but like even still, it gets kind of repetitive by the end.
All right, so I'm not damaging these.
Maybe just trying to hit the thing itself in the middle. Can you? I guess you have to destroy them all.
It's hitting them. I'm not doing any damage to them though.
Maybe you don't have what you need to beat it.
Yeah, maybe I don't. Well, get out of here then.
Absorb elemental damage.
I'm good.
Or maybe you overload it. I don't know. There's a couple different things you could do, but
yeah, we'll just get out of here.
Sorry, Cube.
Yeah, we'll try again the other time. Because you're probably right. It could just be a combination of things I need potentially. Hey, a chest! Yay!
It was worth it.
Yeah, we'll just float on out of here.
I think that's Genshin Impact.
I think so too. Do you want to end it here on some rolls?
Yeah, let's make some rolls.
We'll end it here on some rolls.
So these are the screens you're talking about.
Yeah,
Banners.
so there's these banners, and like you said, it says probability increased. And like you said, there's Venti. He's a 5-star character, so you have a better chance of finding him in here. As you can see, it's kind of there's like different little gems you can use in each one. So there's like a kind of like a pink and purple one. Here's one for 5-star weapons. And then there's this one which is John and Luke. We're kind of like the story characters you meet.
Yeah.
And then there's also those little characters in the corner, which I haven't got any of those yet.
I didn't notice them before.
Yeah, so those can also be in there. So like the little like the zombie girl, and I don't know who the other characters are. That's all I know. And like this one too that's where I got the Faishal and the spear and the spear lady. So let's roll this one a couple times and see what we get.
Cool.
See if we get any 4 or 5 stars.
I feel like when you pull once, it just I never have hope that you'll get a character. You know?
Yes. No, totally. It's always like, okay, I got a weapon. Moving on.
Yeah. And I don't know what those like masterwork things do. I don't know. I feel like that's just nothing.
So those are in the shop, and you can use those to buy stuff. I can. That's like another tab in the shop, because the shop doesn't just have the paid currency. It has like other.
I remember now. Yeah.
It has it has like other currencies that you're getting from these rolls. There's a 4-star something. 4-star bow, womp. So there's my so there's the 4-star thing. So that means let's try this other one then, because I would have to do a bunch more rolls to see what's next in there. Oh, well, there you go.
Well, 4-star, nice.
4-star book.
This book better be pretty good.
Yeah,
it's a good book with good magic.
I'm still gonna try my luck anyway. I'm gonna do it again.
Yeah, it's just too satisfying.
Exactly.
Gotta open those loot boxes.
Gotta do them rolls. Gotta get them anime characters.
So I'm guessing like it is just breaking off of 1 star that's just gonna keep going doing its business.
Yeah, I've.
I'm just trying to interpret this visual language.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like, what is this? What is this shooting star mean?
The amount of thought that goes into like, here is what our gotcha
reveal is. Yeah, here it is.
Reveal, like our animation is. Yeah,
it's a big shooting star from there. So yeah, that's the Genshin Impact rolling experience. As you can see.
Yeah, no characters.
Getting a bunch of random. I got some weapons, or I could use, I guess, if I wanted to.
They'll probably come into play at some point.
But yeah, and like there's still like a lot of this game to play. So I will. You get like a steady amount of that currency. And I've just kind of like not been trying to use it all at once. I've been kind of slowly buying up those little gems as I can, and feels inclined to do so. But yeah, I think that's a pretty good look at Genshin Impact. There's a lot more stuff, but like you said, there's a whole heck of a lot of video game here, like collectibles to find, and we didn't even show like there's a whole lot of story quests with like cutscenes and characters you meet, and all the characters you meet in roles and stuff. Yeah, and Paimon, who's your little kind of Navi. Here I can pause the screen. Look, there she is. Look, there she is.
Paimon, she's hanging out. She got different colored eyes. She's cool.
Yeah, and she just goes out of there. I'm already seeing speculation, which I would not be surprised by, that like she's going to be like a if you played the game Bravely Default, it's going to be a Bravely Default situation where the fairy is the fairy is like, hey, I'm your buddy, we're going to help him have a great time, yay. Oh, by the way,
don't worry about the multiverse.
By the way, I'm this awful being from an alternate dimension that's here to destroy yours.
A slug.
And I've been using you this whole time. Whoops, awkward.
Yeah.
But who knows? That seems like, who knows where the story will go.
Paimon's great. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah. But there's Genshin Impact. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm gonna keep playing it for a little while longer. But I think we are also now hearing that first major like new area is not till December, and with the oncoming video game avalanche.
Yeah, the onslaught that we're
We're-
about to hit in November. So
Yeah, so I might little break from this a little bit and then kind of jump back in once that area's in and see how people are feeling, because I feel like also a thing with these gotcha style games and like games I played on mobile where it's like, hey, it may be a little challenging to get some of these characters at first, but now that we got these new characters here, these characters now for free are easier, so that you get back in,
yeah,
and
yeah, that's true.
then you can roll for these new characters that are hard to get now. So like
Yeah.
I feel like that's like that'll probably happen with this game at some point.
Totally.
But for now, it's a whole lot of fun. There's a whole lot of cool stuff in this game. Like, you know, hey, maybe you can go over to that island over there one day and see what's on there. There's some cool stuff. But for now, we'll leave you with that. Thanks for joining us. Thanks, Alex, for looking at these anime ladies.
Heck yeah, I'm always down for more anime.
There she is. There they is. And everyone stay safe out there. Have a good one, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.